Hello and welcome to All on the Table RPGs. I am RPGs. My name is M, and I will be your GM for this campaign of Mutants in the Now. Please excuse that the stream has the wrong title again. I need to talk with the producers to fix this. We're going to be playing Mutants in the Now. Uh, role playing game about mutant animal people that is not in any way affiliated with any other cartoon properties it may resemble. All right. Well, that's what do you have against the Battletoads? All right. So with me tonight we have playing Lucia De La Rosa, Roxy.
Hello.
Playing Blue Cobalt, we got Maple. And playing Calvin Bosch, we have nobody.
Howdy.
I was scared for a second you were not going to acknowledge it and just make the nobody joke. All right. So this campaign is set within the town of Branton, Ontario. It's a a small town that about a century ago it had made its mark on the world, but now it's kind of started to fall into decline. It's got one of the largest freshwater ports, some freshwater freight docks there over the winter, but it can only do so much with, ships park here ships are here when they can't go anywhere else. And and well, that might be changing soon. Um who should we start with? Let's do you in order I have you on the screen there. Lucia.
Yeah.
Um So you're still human at this point. Describe your living situation for everyone.
Yeah. I mean, Lucy is doing pretty well for herself. She's just got uh, just got a scholarship to one of the biggest like colleges for martial arts in the country. I don't know if that's actually a thing, but we'll pretend it is. Uh, uh, she, lives a pretty comfortable upper middle class sort of life. Uh, got her got two pretty supportive parents. Um, that said, she's pretty. She's I mean, like, she's kind of a punk kid. Like, she gets into trouble a lot. She and her friends go like trespassing on abandoned properties and that sort of thing a lot. She kind of has this air to her that she feels like she can get away with anything.
All right. Well, it's right now. It's the middle of the night in early January, and uh, you're probably sleeping about now, right? It's like It's like close to midnight.
Uh, yeah, probably.
Okay. You're you're sleeping, and you suddenly find yourself oh waking up. You just feel really itchy all of a sudden. Just your whole body.
Huh.
And
I think I think our first instinct is probably to like get up, go to the bathroom, get some like Vaseline or Neosporin or whatever.
All right, yeah, you get up, you go to the bathroom, you turn on the lights, and you don't recognize yourself in the mirror. You're let me just check your sheet here. Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, the fact that when you come into the bathroom, you feel something kind of just brush the top of the door frame in there, and you look in the mirror, and yeah, that's an 8 foot tall. That's an 8 foot tall rabbit staring back at you.
Uh, I mean, yeah, Lucy is very startled by this.
Um,
Reasonably, I'd say.
out further in the out elsewhere in the house, you hear the family dog. It's like whining, like you know how dogs do when something is they feel like something is wrong, but it's not really painful.
Mm-hmm,
But also, it sounds like kind of harsh, like it's not like the dog's not breathing right, but isn't really in pain.
mm-hmm.
What's
Yeah, I
what's,
mean, I guess I.
what's the dog's name, by the way?
Oh, Buster.
Buster. All right. You gonna go check on your dog, Buster?
I think I'm like, yeah, I think it's sort of like I'm sort of like I'm imagining it's sort of a thing where like I see myself in the mirror, I'm in shock and disbelief, and then I hear the dog, and it's kind of like oh thank God, I have an excuse to think about something else, and then I go check out I go see what's up with the dog.
Yeah, you go find the dog. He's in the living room, and yeah, immediately you could tell something's wrong with him. Like hair is just falling off of him in clumps, and underneath those clumps, it's like iridescent scales are just covering his skin.
Mm.
You gonna get close and look, or are you gonna what are
Yeah,
you
yeah,
doing?
I think I'm gonna get closer and sort of try and get a closer look. Maybe reach out a hand and like touch and see if it actually feels like scales or like what's going on.
Yeah, you go and touch them, and yeah, those are real scales just growing out of your dog's flesh as you brush it, like more hair just kind of falls off into your more of Buster's fur falls off into your hands. And
Ugh.
looking at this also, you're noticing that your own hands are completely covered in brown fur.
Um, I guess I'm gonna pick up Buster, not alert my parents because I am afraid of like scaring them. And I'm just gonna like get in the car and but like I'm gonna grab their keys, get in the car, and take Buster to the emergency vet.
Okay, well, we're going to cut away from you now, and we're going to go to Blue Cobalt. Cobalt, describe your living situation for us, please. Hmm. Does TV Tropes even still have forums? Okay, okay. Um, then when we got you doing that, and you, so I'm assuming like right now, like the only real light is the light from your monitor right now, just to complete the image here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Your right now your hands do feel kind of itchy, but more notably, there is a sharp pain like on the sides of your body. Oh dear. Okay, okay. So yeah, you're just typing and ignoring it. The like the four painful surges on both sides of your body. They're just getting worse as you're typing, and you just honestly, because you're like fully awake for this, hear your skin you hear your skin tear as like the little spider limbs grow. The vestigial, because you didn't spend the points to have full multi-limbed, but you are still a spider, so I'm gonna assume you still have the other legs. They're just kind of there, and you could possibly buy those later. They just kind of burst through, and you just like feel it like suddenly like yeah, tiny little le- I just have tiny little spider protrusions from my spider legs protruding from under my arms. Okay, we're going to get started on your establishing their contacts right off. Um, so on your sheet you have two contacts listed. Um, which one are you calling? Okay, it is Ong is also in town. That was a question. Okay, yeah, you call Ong and uh pronouns for Ong. Okay, I'm just gonna jot that down. They answer the phone. They're clearly asleep. It's like, what the hell do you want, Cobalt? Do you have any idea what time it is? No, no. You are either you are either too old or not old enough for these kind. Just say your body's doing something weird. What? What are you talking? Just you could just go to the reg. I no, that's funny. I uh, right. I will call you back in. I'll call you back in a few minutes. I'll see if I can reach someone. And you get to make the first roll. You get to make the first roll of the game. All right. So you're making it. You're going to make an affinity roll for Wong to see if they could contact you a doctor. Your affinity skill base is 60%, so you want to roll 60 or lower on 2d10 on a percentile dice. All right. Ong will be able to contact the doctor, but it's going to take them a bit. So we're going to cut away from your freaking out, and we're going to go turn to Kelvin. Kelvin, now
No,
you don't really live here in Bratton regularly. You're on leave visiting your parents, correct?
that sure is. Yeah, uh-huh. I'm normally stationed up at CB Moose Jaw, but you know, you can't stay on base all the time. It messes with your head.
All right. So what's your what are you doing this late at night?
Well, if it's okay, I think maybe he's just driving into town. I think he's just getting here, like night of, if that's
Okay.
okay.
Yep. That
Uh, he's incredibly tired. It's a 16-hour-ish drive from Moose Jaw to Bratton. It's ridiculous. He's just been going and going. It's can't even see the road straight anymore. He's got that kind of road hypnosis thing going on. It's
wait, 16 hours from Moose Jaw to. Oh, you took the
this
long way through.
isn't
You took
entirely
the
a guess.
long
You
way
didn't
through
tell
Northern
us where.
Ontario. You didn't decide to cut through Michigan. That one.
Well, of course I didn't. I don't have a passport.
I'm pretty sure they make you get a passport to be in the military, but I'm not gonna check. I'm
It's
not gonna look
possible.
that up right now.
It wasn't in the
Regard
research I did, but I'm not going to pretend I'm the best at that. So,
regardless, that's the way you drove. Um, then if you're actually driving into town, you get to see a bit more of what's happening than everyone else. Uh, as you're crossing into town, the entire sky just lights up, very vivid, bright green. Like you've been up north for a fair bit. You've probably been stationed at some of the NORAD bases up there periodically. You've seen the
oh yeah, that
Northern
makes
Light.
sense. Yeah.
You've seen the Northern Lights. This is not that, but it's close. That's the closest thing to something you've seen before.
Is it just a flash of light or is it constant?
Uh, it yeah, it starts as there's like a flash, and it's slowly starting to dim as you're getting driving closer into it.
Oh, oh no. Oh, ooh. It is a good thing I am almost home because I'm pretty sure I shouldn't be doing that. Nope, that's a bad sign. Ugh. Just slams a 5-hour energy.
All right. The more you're driving into it, you what traits did you take? I need to refresh myself on that. Okay, you did not take independent wings, and you did take unnerving vocalization. Okay. Um. Yeah. So as you're driving, you just you're wearing long sleeve or short sleeves right now. It is January, but you're in a car, so you've been in a car for a while, so it might be a bit warmer in there.
Yeah. No, I think it's like the standard issue camo Cadpat military pants with like a snowbird's t-shirt, very carefully tucked in, because even though he's on leave, he still has an appearance to maintain.
Mhm. Yeah. So now I don't think anyone has any practical experience in what it feels like to grow feathers. I imagine they're more painful than fur, though. I imagine
I
it's
would
like
have to assume.
just because like they got like the bigger pointier base. So that's as you're driving, you can just feel them your skin slowly parting ways and if you look at it, you can actually see like the feathers are slowly pushing their way out.
Ugh. Horrible.
And when you first go to make any kind of vocalizations and react to this, it comes out slightly honk-like.
uh, uh, uh.
Like you can still effectively
Um,
speak, but your voice is wrong until you get
oh
the hang of
goodness,
this.
yes. Yeah, like I can do the low range sort of, but don't. I'm not gonna do the high versions. That's just audio
That's
poison. I'm
that's
not even
understandable.
gonna
That's like
try.
I said. I'm definitely going to say it's like you'll get the hang of this and be able to control it. But you did take the unnerving vocalization trait, so at the start it's
Uh-huh.
going to be a bit weird.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely going to try to pull over because something is clearly happening to him, and he can't concentrate on driving when this is going on. So I think anybody who could hear into the car would just hear a like flurry of panicked honking and hissing as he tries to just.
Yeah, like it's pretty empty road this late at night. So yeah, you could just pull over and deal with how this is feeling for the moment. And we're going to go back to
Not great.
Lucia. So the emergency vet is a little bit out of town, so yeah, I'm assuming you're driving pretty recklessly. You're just trying to rush
Yeah,
out there.
probably.
All right. Do you have a driving skill?
No.
You do not. Okay, then we are going to make this a prowess roll with disadvantage. So that means you roll your percentile dice twice, and you take the lower one. But
Okay.
sorry, you take the higher one because you're trying to roll low, and you're trying to roll under 58.
Okay. So the
Wait,
lower
no,
is 60,
the lower is 60.
61.
61. Okay. Um. Yeah, I'm gonna say Kelvin, as you're
Yo.
as you get out of the car, another car just starts driving like a maniac down the street and just front ends you. Uh,
Oh no.
like I've seen you're out of the car, but your
This is
car is
good.
not going anywhere for a while now. And Lucia, take two superficial harm threat to your superficial harm threshold. That's the SHT
Okay.
next to the HP.
Where I don't.
You want to change that on the bottom number, not the top one, which has the formula. The top is where the formula is. The bottom is your
Oh, right.
H1.
Okay, I see. So, oh, so it goes down by 2. You said.
Yep. You you crash your you have just crashed your car into Calvin's. It's like honestly, the airbag took most of it, and your dog is fine. Buster is fine in the back seat. I can't believe you called your dog Buster.
Uh,
Anyways, your dog Buster's fine in the back seat. You turn back to look at him, and he's like spooked because car crash. That's scary,
Yeah.
but nothing has hurt him. But also, yes, now on the top of his head, he's just got like a little floppy fin.
Uh,
And
Lucia is very frazzled. Uh, she she's not like thinking super clearly, so her first instinct is she's just gonna grab Buster, get out of the car, and just start walking the rest of the way to the emergency vet.
all right, you get out of the car and you see a guy out there. He's dressed in some sort of a military uniform. You're not really an expert on that. You couldn't tell exactly what it is, but his his neck's gotten really long, and his lips are starting to solidify into a beak, and he's covered in feathers. He's going on dealing with this kind of weird shit too. And Calvin, you notice from the car that just hit yours,
yep.
out comes outwards. Out comes an 8 foot tall an 8 foot tall rabbit carrying something that is like halfway between a dog and a beta fish.
Huh?
Oh,
How
oh, thank God. Okay,
capable
I
of
agree.
speech
Okay,
is
cool.
he at this
Awesome.
point? I mean,
This isn't real. And she turns around and just keeps walking the direction she's already going to go in.
I think he's very like, if he could talk, he would be trying to ask for help because thank goodness someone's here. I'm clearly hallucinating, but his mouth is not like it's not in its final form yet, and it's also not human right now, so I don't think he can really do much except that sort of vocalizing, so it's just a lot of noise.
Yeah.
All right, so
And also his head's like up there now, he doesn't know how to deal with.
yes, through this whole time, your neck has been narrowing and elongating, and that's probably uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All right,
Definitely disorienting at the very least.
yeah. All right, Kobold, what have you been doing in the last, I'm gonna say, hour and a half since you called Ong? You just gone back to posting?
Responsible.
Well, you know what? You're arguing against death deal, so that's that's like garnering you some sympathy. But on calls you back. It's like, okay, I got someone who could see you. You know you know the vet clinic outside of town, the one that's got the 24-hour emergency set up for the month. I think it's what's flipping through the papers. Ah, right, here we go. Yeah, Hilltop. Yeah, go see Hilltop. The doctor there, Dr. Johns. He can like he's like not a person doctor, but it's the best I could get you at this late at best I could get you this late at night. Yeah, I better be. Just uh, let me know if it's anything serious. If it's anything serious, be honest. I think I might be some. Honestly, I think something's weird going on. I don't know if it's related to what we just brought back, but just let me know what the doc says, okay? All right. Yeah, you gotta head out towards the vet. What were your? Here's the thing: is I'm going to assume at this point because those are your stats for after the mutation and like when we skip ahead. So I'm going to assume like you don't have a car. You don't have a. You can have a car right now. You're just not going to have it when we get into the main game.
Yeah. That's why I had to crash mine at the beginning.
Okay, cool. Although as you start driving, your eyes are starting to itch. Hey, out of curiosity, do you wear glasses or no? Not anymore. You don't. Your vision is like starting is actually like before you go into the eye drops. You notice like, huh? These like glasses are. You take off your glasses and suddenly you realize, oh, I can see way better than I could a second ago. That's usually the other way around. And also,
You
when
gotta
you
put
take
him
them
up,
off and you
take him
look in the
down a
mirror
few
at
times just to make sure.
you look in the mirror as you take off when you take off your glasses. Like I'm assuming you're doing this like in the car, so you look in like the rear view mirror and at your eyes, you know, it's like they're now purely black, and more importantly, there's now 6 more of them. All right, I'm going to leave you angrily driving back to the vet. And Calvin, are you following Cobalt, or are you just going to stay with the crashed cars for now?
Oh, good question.
Like those are the two
I
main
think he
things
has
I
to
could
stay
see.
with the cars. Yeah, I think he has to stay with the cars because to his mind, clearly none of this can be real. There must be something going on. It's like sleep deprivation mixed with too much chemicals, too much caffeine. He doesn't know. But this one other person he's seen just kind of walked away, so presumably part of the hallucination, like he can't take that risk and wander off into a blizzard, right?
Yeah. All right, so you're just going
Doing his
to.
best to stay calm, it's not working.
Are you going to? Then are you going to try calling 911? There was a car accident.
Yeah, that's very reasonable. Uh-huh.
All right, yeah, you call 911, and like this is it just keeps ringing. Like I have never had the misfortune to know what happens when you try to call 911 during a major crisis and you can't get through. So I'm just going to assume that it just keeps on ringing for an extended period of time, like far more than it should.
Oh.
And yeah, you're just I guess
Yeah, that's not ideal.
no. You do the Yeah, I'm gonna say you're at the top of the hill before the valley that leads into town, and you can just see like out in the town, like everyone, all of the building houses' lights are just starting to turn on as people are waking up to find themselves um very different.
Huh.
Uh,
Okay.
Lucia, you get to the vet, and yeah, the lights on. The guys in there. Got there's the doctor's in there. Like you have a pet dog. You've probably been to the vet before. You know Dr. Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh, Lucia, what are you doing here? Except you actually
Sorry.
wait, no, never mind. Take that back. He wouldn't recognize you. You're a rabbit.
Yeah.
He's like,
Uh,
he's honestly, he doesn't look like he's been. He kind of opens the door. He still seems to be human for the moment. It's like,
uh,
he like he opens the door, takes a couple seconds to look at you, and just kind of freezes. He's not sure how to proceed right now.
Listen, my dog. There's something wrong with my dog. Uh, I, I, I need you to check it out. Uh, she like kind of looks down at herself and is like, ignore this. I'll figure this out later. Just please.
Um, yeah, it's like what he does see the you're holding an animal. He's like, oh, what? That's not a dog. That's a weird. Yeah, and then Buster like barks, and he's like, oh, he's even more shocked. He's like, okay, okay, come in, bring them to to the check-in room, I guess. I'm waiting for someone, but this is probably more pressing.
Thank you. And she follows him in.
Yeah, you do not remember the vet's office being this small. You like have to like crouch down to get into doors because you're growing significantly. I guess you're one of those you're one of those breeds of rabbit that just have the absolutely massive females to male ratios.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. So he's looking over. It's like, all, what the? What happened to? Checks the call. Buster has a collar with a tag.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, checks the tag. It's like, Buster, and that. Lucia.
Yeah.
What happened to either of you? What is going on?
Well, my current theory is that I am dreaming and none of this is real, but
No, no.
I guess I'm taking my bets to make sure, just in case.
I'm pretty sure I'm real, and this is not part of your dream. And uh, Blue Cobalt, you can barge into the scene at any time you want.
Oh.
Um. Did hold on 1 second. Oh, okay, that's better. We just lost nobody's feed for a second, but it's back now. So, nobody, can you say something just to make sure your audio's okay?
Hello, I have returned.
Okay, yep. All right, we're good. All right, pick up where you were. He comes. You come into the you come into the room as the spider person, and yeah, no, the doctor like screams and like starts cowering in the corner. So yeah, Lucia, there's now a spider person too, and yeah, so you immediately see like, yeah, there's a fish dog and a rabbit person.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay. So you're like a some kind of uh, like a daddy long legs or whatever. Cool. Uh, Doc, are you okay?
Ah, 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 what? You He's just kind of stuttering and panicked because, like, yeah, no. To be honest, a spider person is scarier than a rabbit person and a fish dog, and none of these things are supposed to exist. And the whole thing is just compounding, and he's freaking out. And as he's freaking out, the phone starts ringing. The phone in the office starts ringing at the reception desk out front. He's he's in no state to go get it. He's like just cowering in the corner from. But you're the 24. You're supposed to be the 24-hour. The 24-hour vet. This is like I. Something is wrong with all of my cats. I need someone to come out there. I can't possibly bring the entire bring all six of bring all six of them in the car. You're a vet. Like, you need the very you don't you know what? Fine. I I will get them all out to you. But someone needs to look at them and ow, and he just kind of you hear the phone just kind of drop like that loud bang from like a when like a wired landline just hits the receiver from it, just kind of bounces off of things. And like yeah, no, the phone line doesn't hang up. It's still active, but you can't really hear anything from it now. The doc is not ants. The he's like it's like what he's freaking out a bit at you, but he's like okay. I'm calm. Getting my composure. This is probably a you're okay. Why are you the the he's like Jimmy's like I he just gestures at like all of both of you. It's like I don't understand any of this. This is you're a you're a spider and you're a rabbit and the dog is a goldfish. Lucia, how are you taking this?
What?
How are you taking this?
I mean, like Lucia is starting is like you know she's been trying to convince herself that it's a dream, but like as more and more weird wrinkles keep getting added, she's starting to realize, oh god, maybe I'm awake, and she's kind of like massaging her temples, like she doesn't know what to do. She's kind of freaked out herself at this point.
Okay, apparently, according to chat, we're not getting any sound on Maple, so the I'm gonna put us to and I'm gonna see if we could fix your audio. Okay. Why are we not going?
We're up.
Rep?
Yeah.
Sorry, say it again.
Oh, I was just seeing if I was like back in.
Okay, great. Now we have your audio back.
Ooh.
All right. So,
Nice.
sorry everyone who had not heard anything Maple has said for the entire session up till now.
Uh, quick catch up. My character lives in a basement without windows. It is very undecorated, very messy. And she has spent most of her day arguing on the TV Tropes forums because she was banned from the Neopets forums. Whenever her arms started growing out, she called her contact Ong from the organization to find a doctor. She drove her mediocre car all the way to the vet, at which point she started being incredibly rude to everyone, including somebody who tried calling the vet, and the vet who very clearly went into breakdown mode. And here we are.
Yep. Okay, and the vet's just like, okay, I can just sit down, I guess, and goes and gets a stethoscope. And it's like, guess I'll see if any. How much is it normal there? But like, I I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know why, and I cannot do anything about you turning into a spider.
What do you mean, spider? I'm just getting these extra arms.
Right. So, is there? It's like go. You know what? Actually, just go down the hall to the bathroom. Go take a look at yourself.
All right. She does that very confrontationally because she feels that she is not getting serviced right. She needs to be humbled so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Go to the you go to the bathroom, and yeah, your entire body is now covered in brown and black spiny hairs. You have 8. You, in addition to the extra arms, you now have 8 eyes, and you open your mouth, you see like you've got like kind of look like teeth, but longer, just sitting at the side of your mouth, and if you focus on them, they can move a little bit.
She comes back out and it's like, okay, so I got some funny little teeth. Do you got medicine for this, doc?
No, no medicine for this exists.
You just can't leave me like this.
I don't know what this is.
And you're not a very good vet, are you?
Honestly, I don't know. I am mostly a livestock vet. I wouldn't even be able to deal with you if you were a regular spider. It does kind of look at Lucy. It's like, oh, I might be able to deal with a rabbit, but spider, no.
You know what? I'll just get over the pain.
Like honestly, the limbs don't hurt anymore. You feel fine.
Yeah, I don't even know what I was worried about. I'm just great.
Oh, I will actually.
By the way, you
I
dropped
would
a
like to
call over
point
here.
out to everyone else though. Yeah, her body is entirely covered in those spiny hairs. Her one hand isn't. Her left hand is like looks distressingly human compared to the rest of her.
Now, which left hand does this?
The one that actually has a hand and not a spider leg. All right. Calvin, you eventually get an automated message on the 911. It's like, due to increased call volume, we cannot we are not able to send emergency services to your location at this time. If you require, if it's possible, we uh, tr- ah, make your way to the nearest hospital if it is a medical emergency. If it is not a medical emergency and you still require emergency services, t- please try again. And then the line goes dead.
Okay, well that's not great. Don't love that. This is probably a bad idea, but the longer that this goes on, the more and more it starts to sink in that he's not just sleep deprived and imagining things. I think he's gonna head out on foot. I think he's heading in towards the city. Maybe like he's lived here most of his life. Maybe he knows where the nearest police station is. Maybe he can just head there instead of calling.
Yeah, you will know where where the local police station is. So yeah, you're going
Seems
to
reasonable.
as you're walking into town, and yeah, it's like now about it's now like 2 3 a.m. 2 almost 3 a.m. Everyone's lights are on, and you can see people panicking, and yeah, just walking around the streets, you can see more people and turned into more people in various states of animal transformation, and also just like dogs and cats about. And well, honestly, you're not sure if that thing started as you're not sure if that one thing you just passed started as a raccoon or a skunk, but it's now both.
Oh, fun. That's going to be devastating to the local ecosystem. Okay. um yeah, honestly, I feel like because he's had some emergency services training, that's part of the mandatory stuff you go through when you
Yeah.
are like in basic.
Mhm.
If there are places where he's needed to lend a hand, I think he would certainly stop to do that, but otherwise he's just kind of passing through and observing.
Um. Give me yeah, you got the rescue skill. Yeah, give me a roll for rescue.
All right. Let's see how this goes. That um hmm. I Yeah, that's not great. That's a 90.
That's a 90. Let's see. That's gonna go pretty bad for you there. Yeah, you see two people. What's up? It's a woman who's turned into part panda, and a guy who's turning into a leopard who've like crashed their cars who have like got in a car crash, and they're arguing. And you approach to try and see if there's anyone in, see if there's assess them, see if anyone's injured, and if there's anyone stuck in the cars. Like as you try to talk to them, all you could do is like make more of the aggressive honks. And like you freak them out. You freak them out, and like they start running. And honestly, all you're doing is contribute. All you're doing right now is contributing to the chaos.
Wonderful. Love it. Love to contribute to the chaos. Definitely was what I was after here.
Um. All right, Lucia and Blue. Like the vet does do some basic stuff to you, like some basic tests. It's like, oh, like you're you've still got your heart's pumping blood is regular. You have not turned into a cold-blooded spider with I do not know the proper terms for animal for niche animal biology stuff. I know spiders,
Endotherm.
like they don't have the same kind of circular system as mammals. Like their blood is just kind of like semi like pneumatic, and that's how their body moves. It's like hydraulic.
Yep.
I don't know what the proper terms for that is, but like you thankfully do not have that. Your body is still mostly human underneath. And yeah, it's like okay, there'd be less dramatic changes inside for a rabbit, but you seem to be relatively normal and healthy. And you're same with your dog. Now that it is, you probably want to like get her does say does like put her in a bath and like gets the scales wet, and that seems to honestly make Buster feel much better. It's like that was more so than the just growing the scales and fins. It was the fact that they were dry that was bothering him. Like okay,
Sorry,
well
I just
that
checked. Spider blood is hemolymph.
hemolymph.
Thank you.
All right, so that's so you're relatively okay, and it's like all the phones start ringing again. And it's like you two didn't know each other before, did you? This is not a like localized thing, is it? No?
Wait, who's this for again?
That's for you and Lucia.
No, probably not.
Sorry, so what did you say?
It's like you two don't know each other. This is not just
Oh.
like a couple
Yeah.
people thing. This is
Yeah, sorry, I thought you were asking rhetorically. Yeah, no, we definitely did not know each other before now.
oh, he sighs and like goes over to the phone, and it's like all yes, I this is happening to other people and their pets. As long as like you're not injured, you should be okay. Just yes. Just keep just stay inside and don't bother coming out here. There's nothing I can do for you, and no, I don't think the hospital can help you either. No, just stay inside and try not to get hurt. Try not to get hurt until everything can calm down. He's like, oh, okay, I really can't do anything else for you. And the phone starts ringing again, and I'm going to be dealing with this. Unless you want to help, can you just go? I'm sorry, I cannot. I'm not in a place where I can help you right now. In a position to help you.
Works enough for me.
Lucia, you're gonna have
I'm
to.
heading back home.
You're gonna have to walk all the way home with Buster at this point, and you didn't even bring a leash. You'd have to carry him.
Yeah, Lucia is kind of weighing whether she wants to go home at this point. She kind of feels, now that the reality of the situation has dawned on her, she's feeling pretty bad about things.
Now, you did say that.
Blue looks forward for a bit.
Oh.
No, you finished what you're saying.
Blue looks forward for a bit and looks back at Lucia.
Yeah, Lucy is just like, I think she's kind of frozen at this point. Like, she's holding Buster, like she's seeing all these people realizing like something really bad has happened. and yeah, she's not sure what to do.
Do you need a ride home?
Yeah, I guess.
Cool. Where is home for you?
I live in I don't know, insert neighborhood slash address here. I don't know the geography of the town.
All right, I'll take you back. I don't know what's going on either. I honestly just I can't write a voice for this character. I honestly I just want to go home and like do all my fun things online. But clearly something's wrong. And
I
Yeah.
appreciate that background noise. Very thematic.
the more people I can have to get information from, the more confident I can feel that it can't come back to me. So, I will drive you to your home.
Thanks.
And she offers to drive her to her home.
Yeah. She probably take the offer, yeah.
All right, so we are in the car,
All right,
the
yeah.
spider mobile,
Well,
web wagon.
traffic to get into town is kind of a mess right now. Like people are all trying to leave or get to the hospital and just go check on other friends and family in town. Like for this early in the morning, as the sun starts to rise, everything is just now starting to peek over the horizon. Everything is just really chaotic trying to get back into town, and we're going to go back to Kelvin. You make it to the police station. It is just overrun with more animal people. Everyone is like trying to get in to talk to the cops, and it's just kind of a mess.
Okay, well that's bad, but in a way it's kind of reassuring because it's like, when it was just one other animal person, when it was just a few, I could sort of write that off. I could pretend that
Yeah.
was just my mind. But the more this is happening, the more like he's not imagining things now. I think he's got a pretty firm grasp on that, which it took him a while. I'm not gonna lie. He's a stolid enough person that it took a lot to break through the veil of reality for him. And yeah, I suppose if there's that many people here, he's just gonna he's not overly panicked, I guess. He's certainly upset. He doesn't know how to handle this, but he's also not clamoring to speak to the cops. So I think if possible, he's just gonna sort of present himself as a volunteer and see if there's anything he can do to help out, whether it's just grooming people or
Just looking at the stuff we got here. Yeah, you go in and you start talking, and you manage to push your way in, and you can talk to the cops. And yeah, honestly, they're happy to take the help. They're overwhelmed, and once you identify yourself as like arts as Royal Canadian Air Force, they're like, oh yeah, you know what? That's authoritarian enough. We will take the help, and yeah, they start directing some people to you, and you start organizing and doing that. I'm going to say this is going to be an assess roll.
Okay. That is a thing I can theoretically do.
That's one of your better skills. It's a 73.
That would be a 17. That one works out.
Oh yeah, that works really good. Like now that you've finally got the handle on your voice, you can control the honks,
Hello.
and yet you've got yourself managed it, and yeah, you're helping to organize things, and honestly, you're right. You're managing to help thin the crowd out and like directing people, and everything's going pretty good for you at the moment. And honest and Lucia and Blue, you drive. Hey, puppy, you want to say hi to the peoples? Say hi to the peoples.
Oh, wow.
Okay, go back down.
Who did they used to be?
She's a dog. She's a Chihuahua that got mutated with another Chihuahua.
Ah, gotcha.
Solid. Lucky rolls.
Right, go lay down, baby girl. No, I can't. Fine. You can sit on my lap. Okay, down. Come on. All right. So, sorry, where was I? Blue and Lucia. You were driving home. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Lucia,
like a stale funk in this car. And all of the music are anime OSTs.
why are
On
you like
cassette.
I think Lucia in her half-dazed state is like, what band is this?
You know, Asian Kung Fu Generation, they did like The Fullmetal Alchemist. You know,
Of course,
like the
it's
third one.
anime.
Oh, it was only the second one whenever it came out in the United States, but I really think it's the one that like everyone thinks of whenever they think of Fullmetal Alchemist. Some people want to say it's Larkin Seal is the one that's like the most important one, but this is like the soundtrack to my like teen years.
That's cool. It kind of reminds me of like Bon Jovi or something like that.
What a nerd band.
Got guitars.
She adjusts her glasses by having like one of the spider hands come out and adjust them.
So, despite the fact that we've just established that you don't need the glasses anymore, and in fact, wearing them it makes your vision worse, you're still wearing them.
She popped out the lenses.
They're good for dramatic effect.
Yeah. It was good enough for Vriska, it's good enough for her.
All right. Yeah, you get Lucia home, and yeah, your parents are like out there and waiting. I believe you said you were an only child, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, your parents are out there like they were. You know what? I should actually I'm going to do a thing, and we're going to see animal.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Okay.
Time.
Your father has been mutated into a donkey person, and your mother is the floofiest alpaca you can imagine.
Them's fighting herds mentioned.
I think Lucia sees this as like, oh my god. So, It's me, Lucia. Sorry, that there's something. It got the dog too. Tried taking to the vet, but they couldn't do anything.
Your brother just hugs you. And it's like, oh, it's okay. It's happening. It's happening everywhere. We were so worried when we couldn't find you. You and Buster just weren't here. We were worried something had happened.
Thanks.
Just just go inside. We'll take care. We will take care of it. It's happening. And well, hopefully we'll get some news about what's going on, and maybe things could go back to normal soon.
Yeah. She, yeah, she goes upstairs. She tries to lie down for, like, trying to get some rest. It's not happening.
Oh, up there. That's where the meows were.
Yeah, yeah. I'm surprised she didn't show up earlier. She usually arrives pretty much as soon as I turn the camera on.
Hello, kitty. All right. We are a little earlier than I wanted to, but I think that pretty much concludes that opening bit. We're going to take a 15-minute break, and when we come back, we will see what's happening from there.
If I may add one last note for Calvin, I think
Oh, yeah,
he's working
absolutely.
to help out at this police station for like 4-6 hours before he even thinks to call his parents and let them know that he's not going to be there when he said he would. He's distracted.
I'm going to be honest. I think they kind of expected that.
But yeah.
Hello, and welcome back to our actual play of Mutants in the Now, Bradton, Ontario. So right now we are going to fast. We're going to have a time skip. About 6 months. Now you've all been living as animal people, and so has the rest of the town for about half a year. Half a year now. You've gotten more used to your bodies, and just seeing animal people around. That's just common. That's just common and normal. What's harder to get used to is that in the next couple weeks after the original incident, the the Canadian military showed up and just kind of locked down the entire town. Everyone is No one except for the military is allowed in, and none of you are properly allowed out. All of the animal mutated people are confined to the city of Bratton until the source and cause can be properly determined, and hopefully with the intention of curing all of the afflicted peoples. This is caused a stir out in the rest of the world, where it's like everyone. What happened in Bratton is a known fact out in the rest of the world. Everyone knows that there is now a town full of furries, and this has meant some people have tried to come to Bratton with the intent of becoming their personas. They have not been allowed in, though, and it's also been a debated human rights issue, also to the point where it's debated whether that's even what they should be calling it. But overall, should the people of Bratton be allowed free? Should what to do about this? And it is, you have some internet access. It gets some internet and phone access. It gets cut here and there as mostly at the military's whims, but you get the general idea that there are people out in the rest of the world that are sympathetic for you, and a lot that really aren't. And that's where we are coming in to see you now. Lucia, describe your current living situation for us.
Well, not too long after uh, the the mutation happened,
Mhm.
uh, Lucia she felt like she felt really ashamed of what she had become. She was this you know prodigious up and coming fighter. She was renowned for her prowess, and now she's this prey animal. She's weak compared to how what she used to be. So she, not being able to face her friends and family, she fled into the woods within, like, just outside of the town, still within the barrier, presumably. But yeah, she's just been kind of living in isolation. Well, Buster's there. Buster followed her, but besides that, she only comes into the town to like gather supplies if she really needs it, and even then, she kind of tries to hide from other people.
It's been 6 months. You should probably heal your 2 points of damage. You've gotten
Do
over the
I?
car crash.
Oh yeah. Nope, not 879.
Well, that is way too many.
Ooh.
There we go. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So you're off in the living out in the woods. Today is the day when the military is supposed to bring in like the let the aid shipments in, where that's when they bring in food and supplies and whatnot. So if you want to get into that, you'll have to like go into town and deal with people again, or you could just stay out here. You've got a small patch of you've managed to clear yourself a small patch of land where you're growing some vegetables, which is about all you can eat these days.
Um, yeah, I mean, I think she's probably one of like begrudgingly going to want to check that out. She'll put on her most concealing hoodie and
How how well does your hoodie cover your ears?
probably not super well. They're probably still like poking out.
That's adorable. All right, so we're going to see you come. We will see you pick up, but you're going to bring Buster with you.
Yeah, can't just leave him alone.
Yeah, honestly, you really don't want to leave Buster alone, especially out here in the woods. Like you could take care of yourself reasonably, but it wasn't just as demonstrated by Buster. It's not just people that got mutated. You
Yeah.
ever run into a bear rhino? That's not good. So you're going to head into town, and we're going to go over to Kelvin.
Whoa.
So how much when the military came in and like helped reestablish order in the town? How involved were you with that?
Solid question. I don't think very, if I'm honest,
Mm-hmm.
because though he did go through basic, he he's a test pilot, right? He's not rank and file.
Yeah.
So I don't think he really has the ability to coordinate with a unit in the way they would need to lock down the town.
Mm-hmm.
He might have helped out here and there. I'm not trying to protect his image here. Kelvin is not necessarily a good person, but I don't think he would have been like on the streets locking stuff down directly. You know what I mean? He would be more like doing paperwork.
Okay. So, are you still working with them in that in that capacity? You're like doing like logistics paperwork and such.
I don't think he would be unless they specifically requested it. So I feel like they might have cut him off on account of it's weird to have a mutant around, but I'll leave that to you.
Okay, well, I'd say like occasionally, like when they need stuff done inside of it, and like it would be disadvantageous to have like the human soldiers come in and like exerting force around. They might call on you for stuff like that, but generally you're mostly left on your own. That said, it is supply day, and they generally like to have you around for that, just in case something happens.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Helps to have, a slightly larger presence there.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, he's just been sort of acting as a handy gander around town. He's pretty good with engines. He's good with electrical systems. I think he's been installing a lot of generators for people, that sort of thing. But yeah.
Yeah, you've been like just a general helpful guy around town.
But yeah, when the boss calls, he shows up for sure.
Ow, Cobalt, Blue Cobalt. The family has been incredibly disappointed with what's happening out here. There's not as much opportunity for you to engage in organized crime, for you to engage in cybercrime right now, just because your access to the internet is spotty and you can't really go anywhere. So how have you been occupying your time for the last couple months?
Because she is normal, she is practicing her stealth and basically trying to people watch from like unknown locations and secretly writing fan fiction on the people that she sees. She needs engagement.
That's not terrifying at all.
Oh no. Is it getting public posted?
No.
Okay.
It's staying in like a journal in her apartment, which now doesn't even have the mattress, it just has webs.
I don't know if that's a step up or down. I don't.
I mean, the gamer setup is exactly the same.
Wait,
she is playing a lot of single player games to get through this.
And I thought tarantulas
she's.
Oh wait, no, they make like nest webs, not like climby webs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And she is working out more because if like the family needs her to do something, at the very least, she can do something stealthy and or violent.
Yeah. Now, occasionally the family does still have some use for you in Bratton, like they're smuggling stuff in. They've been smuggling stuff into the town periodically. Let them. That like it's mostly drugs, but they're bringing stuff in. They're taking money. They're taking money out, and you're now being much sneakier. That's been helpful. For that. They'd still rather they could get you to do computer stuff since that's your specialties, but it is what it is.
I mean, I can do stealth stuff. Look. And she's showing a journal of fan fiction she was writing between two of the soldiers, but like showing she has at least been watching like The Barrier. Granted, it's not PG-13 and has some addendums, but her yaoi is still like
Do you want to do you want to give these soldiers
shocking.
that you are shipping names?
Yes. They're both named Ryan. No, that's a bit from Bubblegum.
Well, it's an easy ship, man.
Yeah.
Ryan squared.
But I'm accidentally stealing a bit from Wogan. I apologize. Let's go with Rocky and JoJo.
Okay. Rocky and JoJo, human soldiers.
And she has written many things about a dynamic that doesn't exist, but
Or
in
does
her
it?
defense, these two do seem like they're friends.
Okay.
Not that kind, but
Okay. So we've got that, and now you get it. You get a text from what was their name? I have lost it in my head. Your contact that we talked to previously.
Ong?
Ong, yes, thank you.
Ong?
Ong, who is now Ong, who is now a zebra person. He's honestly whatever the family outside contacts someone, they mostly do it through him, and then he relays stuff back to you. They relay stuff back to you. And anyways, Ong's like, "Hey, Blue, you need to be at the ship. You need to come down to come down for for aid day supplies. Um, there's there's a case on there for us that needs to disappear before anyone else notices it."
Your dark deed is done.
Yeah, just
Actually,
because
can I have
you're
more details?
it's like just because you're a tarantula now does not mean you need to talk like talk like an anime villain. You could just be you could still be a normal person.
But Ong, don't you see? This is my true form. This is what I've always was. This is what I was destined to be.
Right. Anyways, we there's a there's a crate. It's marked with a blue star stamp next to the Canadian flag one that all the other ones have. You want to take that crate, get it out of the supplies before anyone else notices, and just bring it back to me. I've already left the money at the debt. The money they've already been paid. The money's at the drop. Just get the supplies. If those get distributed, if those fall into the regular distribution, well, we're never getting them back. We're never getting them back, and that's a lot. And that's a lot of money wasted.
I'll be as the wind. You can rely on my skills. Sensei.
Oh, okay, come on.
Sorry, Ong Sensei.
He does not. They do not reply after that, and just let you go, about it. But yeah, supply day.
Flicks up the hood.
All right, you guys are. Everyone is going into town for supply day, and the supply. So the way supply day works is several trucks come in as well as two armored personnel carriers, each full of troops, come in, and they distribute out. Some volunteers from the town come up to the trucks, unload them, and distribute the packages to the people who come come and get their supplies. It's mostly mostly food, like a lot of raw meat and various plants and vegetables, because some people have esoteric dietary needs now. So yeah, that's happening. Where are you all? Are you all like getting there before the trucks, or are you going to come in with the crowds? What are your plans?
Definitely before.
Lucia also probably came before because she wants to be seen by as few people as possible.
Reasonable. I imagine I also probably have to get there early if I'm going to be in the volunteers corps.
Okay. All right then. Blue, you are trying to be the most sneaky right now, and to not actually be seen by the couple others who are the volunteers and the hermit who are already here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any stealth traits? I don't remember. I don't think so. It does not look
Yeah,
like so.
tarantulas are brawlers.
Yeah. Okay. What are your skills too? You never took your other hobby skills.
Shoot, right.
Would you like to just put the stealth skill on there? I'm pretty sure there's a stealth
Yeah.
skill in the book.
I mean, there's stalk.
Yeah, that's what we want. All right.
Cool.
And we will figure out your other 5 later. Perception and endurance at hobby. All right, so perception is 19 and endurance is 14. All right, so that's a base skill of 58 and a gain of 4. I'm just going to jot that down there. 58 and 4. So despite all of your talk, you're not actually that stealthy.
Oh no.
Let's go.
Let's make your roll for it. Or alternatively, you could roll burglary, but you're even worse at that.
Yeah, let's just sneak.
All right, let's do that. So you want to under 58.
51.
That is technically under. Yeah, so you like find yourself like a nice little like tree to hide in, or some dark corner of alley. Where do you think? What does your hiding place look like? You think?
Behind a dumpster.
behind the dumpster. Okay,
Wait, no, I can be spidery about it.
you can be spidery about it.
How about some kind of awning?
All right, yeah. You're like hanging on top of the awning, like where everyone else is below it, so they can't really see you.
Mhm.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. As you're waiting in place, and everyone else is gathered in line, or that, you the first APC comes up around the corner, and Park's soldiers get out and rally tell the volunteers to get where they should to get into position, and then the trucks start coming in, and so does the second APC. Those soldiers aren't coming out yet. Honestly, you generally on supply days they usually don't unless something happens. Um. All right, so da. Lucia, you're basically just waiting to be able to get your stuff.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. Um. Blue. How do I want to do this? I don't. Because you're the PC that is there. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Calvin, give me an assess roll, and Cobalt, give me a burglary roll. Because you're sorting the packages and are like just kind of observing them, and you're trying to steal one. Whoever gets furthest below their number is the. And if you both fail, we'll see what happens.
Fair enough. That would be a 49 on my end.
That's a 2.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
a. Okay. Honestly, what is your what did I say was your assess? It was a 73. Those are both really good rolls. It's close enough. I'm gonna say that Cobalt, you have got the package. You managed to reach out with some web and pull it to yourself before anyone else is. You're looking at the packages though, and counting what's there. Kelvin, something's missing.
Mhm.
Is that common? I mean, you'd mentioned that stuff had happened in the past that caused the other guys to get out of the APCs. Like, is it normal for there to not be enough supplies?
It's not like every time, but it's happened. It's happened a couple times.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I didn't see anything get stolen, so I think all I can do is, like, make a mental note to register a complaint with the supply officer when we're done here. It's just irresponsible, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, organize an operation like this, shut down an entire town, and you're not even going to bring in everything. I mean, how hard is it to count boxes? Come on.
How hard indeed. So, Lucia, the crowd's starting to gather, and like people are like forming or crowding around the supplies. Like you were here first. You were there first. They're like trying to push you out. What are you doing?
Um, I mean, she's probably gonna get mad, right? Like,
It's
I
understandable.
think she's gonna what?
It's an understandable reaction.
Um, I think she's going to make like very direct eye contact with like someone who's like trying to cut in front and be like, "I was here first."
Give me an authority roll.
That is, that is a no, that's an 80. So I still failed the roll.
You you fail the roll. You try and intimidate this hippo guy, and he just kind of just like shoves you aside like more forcefully. He is not remotely intimidated by you. And yeah, they start giving out the supplies, and like you've been pushed out of line. What are you gonna do?
Um, I think she's gonna. I think she's gonna like raise her voice and go like, "Hey, jerk! I was here first. I deserve these more." And she's gonna like raise fists threateningly.
All right. That is going. I think that's going to be a berate.
Okay. So, not as good. Not as good on that one.
Not as good on that one.
Hey, that's a 10.
Yeah. So what were you trying to get him? What was your intention to get him to do?
Get him to get out of the way. Let me get like, or at least give me whatever he got.
Um. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. He'll. You get on his case on him. He's like, okay, geez, sorry, and like, yeah, he gives you like his box that he's also a mutated herbivore, so you know it's mostly compatible. It's compatible stuff food for you, and yeah, some other than that, some basic supplies like some medicine, some band-aids, a lighter, that kind of thing, like just little useful disposable stuff that when when regular stores aren't really a thing in town anymore, you need to get brought in like that. It's like, okay.
Yeah,
uh Kelvin, you do notice that like, yeah, like there's like a little altercation like in front of the line between, like, this often happens with Lucia on supply days. She like, no one actually knows where she's apparently staying. Like, she's not with her. It's a small enough town. Like, you might not know everyone, but like but you know someone who knows any individual person. You're like never more than like 2 or 3 degrees removed from someone at this point.
Especially now that everyone is big animals.
Yeah. So it's like no one actually really knows where she's staying because it's not with her family anymore. But like when she's here on supply day, it's not uncommon for her to make a scene around, especially around like a bigger animal or someone who got mutated to predator.
Fair enough. You say altercation. I mean,
It's
Does it seem
mostly
like something they need to get involved in?
It's mostly right now she's yelling and did just take this guy's supplies, and like he gets to he like tries to go, like his stuff's been stamped. They're not going to give him another box.
Okay. Huh. Sorry, I'm just trying to decide how much of a bad person Kelvin is. Um. Yeah, I think he's not gonna go over there. He's not gonna get directly involved. But you do hear just from a ways over, just that sort of starting in the, like, you can tell that he's getting there. He's I feel like this is probably a sound Lucia would be familiar with if this is a frequent event at these supply drops.
I think she kind of pulls her hoodie back over and like kind of slinks away.
Okay.
Yeah, the hippo guy's kind of annoyed at this too, but he just heads off. It's like he could probably find other food around. It's like that there are enough people with gardens that the herbivores are generally okay. It's the carnivores who have more problems getting food.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, hold on. Like, this was at the front of the line. You guys just saw what happened. Why just give him another supply box, mark it off against her ticket? It's fine.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. It's like, yeah, they just kind of shrug and like give him give him another box, and like someone like flipping through the things to try to find Lucy, and then it's like, okay, yeah, and then marks her off too.
Like, yeah, I mean, it's a 1-1. No need for anybody to go home hungry.
Okay. All right. So, other than that, supply day goes off relatively without a hitch. Lucia, as you're making your way back out of town, you like as you're going out to the woods, you see there's a bus on the road coming into town.
well,
That
that's
hasn't been happened in months.
yeah. I think she's gonna try to see if she can like climb up somewhere. You know, get a slightly better vantage point and look at it, get a better look at it.
Okay. Yeah. Um. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna really make that. I'm not gonna make that one a roll. Yeah, you could get a look at the bus, and you'd notice on the inside of it that there's more animal people in there, and they're in like cuffs. Like these are animal people from outside of Bratton who are being like brought in.
Ooh.
Like as far as you've known, like this has not happened anywhere else before.
I think Lucy is going to like make a mental note of that, but like for now is going to return to her little home in the woods.
Okay. And Cobalt, you got yours.
Mhm.
You got your box. You gonna look into it, or you're just gonna take it straight to Ung?
How hard would it be to like reseal it?
Honestly, it's just kind of like sealed with some cheap tape. If you have tape at home, you probably have tape at home. I'm gonna say you have tape. That's reasonable.
Yeah, she just tries to like lightly open it to kind of peek what's inside.
It's you know you're expecting like usually when the shipments they're usually drugs. Occasionally there'll be ammo or other stuff that the military doesn't want to get too abundant in here. But this time it's just a bunch of papers. It's just a bunch of names, social insurance numbers, and animal species listed next to it. It's all listed in the scientific name, so you're not 100% sure what you can't really like make a mark of what animal that these people all are, but you don't recognize any of these names as people from Bratton.
Uh, Even if she's not a good criminal, she's still a criminal. She
Huh?
knows that something weird is going on, but she is not going to ask questions.
That the ability to not ask questions about something weird going on is a very useful skill for a criminal.
Honestly, I'd say
Yeah.
that probably does make you a good criminal.
I mean, she got where she is like right now with this current position because she was writing NSFW fan works of the soldier she was spying on. So, I mean, she's still probably a criminal, just not necessarily always in the same ways each time.
All right, you get. So gonna take the box then to Ong.
Yep.
Yeah, you take it. You take it to them. They also live in an apartment. It's a nicer one than you. It's a much nicer one than yours. Than like
To be fair, it's by choice.
they actually furnish theirs. It's like oh good you got the box and takes it opens it up,
Yep.
looks inside. It's like, oh, this is. It's like, yep, that's the right stuff. All right, and yeah, it gives you a couple hundred you usually get for a job like this, and it's like, oh, all right, pleasure doing business, Blue. And he's like, they're desperately hoping you leave before you start talking saying anime stuff again.
Blue just nods and like walks away like dramatically.
Okay, you head out. Are you going to do anything with this information, or are you just gonna like sit on it for now?
Sit on it for now.
Okay. It's all right. As the rest of supply day is wrapping up, the last of the boxes are being distributed out. One of the soldiers does walk up to you, Calvin. It's like, Calvin, Yeah.
Sir?
It's Calvin, right? Yes.
I. Well, I suppose that I was going to ask, but if I'm just Calvin now, I guess that answers. I don't have my rank anymore, huh?
Well, oh, right. You were. I mean, if you'd prefer to be addressed as captain, I don't really know.
Well, I
I don't
mean, it
really know
is the
what's happening.
standard, but
I don't really know what's happening with your relation with you and the Air Force. Like, we're Army. It's different branches, you know.
yeah, no, I mean, that's fair. It's just like, I mean, you don't hear from the higher ups for 6 months. You wonder whether you really even still are part of the chain, right?
Yeah. Um. Speaking of which, we've there's another sh- thing coming in. We could use the we could use your help out getting it situated too.
I mean,
It-
of course, yeah, just say when.
Uh, right. You just out by out by the hockey stadium. Tonight about 6 p.m.
Sounds good. Yep.
That is not where any kind of supplies usually come in. That's unusual, but
Uh, I mean, far be it from me to say, but is this if this is a delivery, do I need to spread the word? Do people need to be there?
no. Keep this close. Uh, keep this close. Everyone who need everyone else who needs to know knows.
Huh. Uh, okay. Fair enough. Um, yeah. Yeah. All right. Can't argue with that, I guess.
I said, all right, thanks. It's so, and like Sergeant Jojo sends you on your way.
Hmm. 2 drops in one day. That is strange. Better be something good.
Right, yeah, you have a couple hours to kill before that. Is anything particularly notable going on? Think.
Maybe. I feel like so one of the contacts I have listed is a Chandra Blair.
Hmm.
I think she owns a mechanics shop in town. I think he's been going over there and just lending a hand when he can. It's comforting to work on an engine. So if he's got a couple hours, that's probably where he'd head.
Okay. Yeah. Chandra is in there. She's working on her. She's working on an engine too. Oh, yeah, they don't really give you many automotive parts in the supplies. It's like not really something they're prioritizing. So
Mhm, mhm.
people's cars are getting a little testy right now.
Well, it's like, you're supposed to do the oil change every 6 months. So suddenly it's coming up for everybody, and we just don't have the oil to.
Yeah, it's like, Calvin, good to see you. We got some. Did any chance there's anything for us in the supplies?
Not much, I'm afraid, no. I mean, we got, like, minimal, but. mm, Yeah. They're they got to prioritize food right now. You know how it is.
Yeah, I get it. I should figure out what Chandra is. Chandra. Yeah, okay, yeah. Chandra definitely is like, yeah, I definitely get it. She's a crocodile. Not only
I
does she
think
have to eat not only does she have to eat meat, she has to like leave it sitting on her counter all day beforehand.
Oh no.
It's
That
like,
that works pretty well, actually. I think, in my mind at least, Chandra is she's a trans butch. She and Cal have known each other for years, ever since like shop class back in high school.
oh yeah,
And he's not sure why, but just something, like it can't be anything. Like Chandra's cool, it's fine, but just something about being around her makes him slightly uncomfortable sometimes. Don't worry about it.
of course, nothing to unpack there.
Yeah, not at all.
It's like, all right, well, you did you pick up mine at least?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, every time. I know you're
Ah,
busy.
thanks. This is. I mean, yeah, if we don't get some, if we don't get like some oil in the next one, it's everyone's cars are base are going to start. We're going to start needing like actual parts to start when things start going wrong. I do not know enough cars to actually get into what I'm talking about, but that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, like motors run dry. We'll need new engines. That's gonna be a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, she goes over.
Yeah, I'll have a word with the supply officer, see if I can do anything. But yeah, no idea.
Well, thanks for what you're doing. She does go and take her box review, rifles through it a bit, takes a pound of raw hamburger, rips it open with her teeth, and throws it onto like one of the workbenches to sit to you know decay a little bit to be for better digestion. Now, sometimes it's not all that great to be an animal person. It's as your people are getting to understand what's happening a bit better. It's like, oh, some people got more animal in them than others, and sometimes it's not great.
Mhm, mhm. I mean, do you have any idea how many pounds of duckweed I have to slurp down a week? It's
Like for a while, they
honestly, there
tried
might be
feeding you.
some sort of ponds deforestation problem.
Like for a while, they tried feeding you bread. That just wasn't working. I
All right, well, at any rate, I got a couple hours. If there's anything you need me to work on while I'm here,
yeah, she does
there's one good thing
direct.
about having a foot and a half a neck. It means we don't have to jack stuff up as high.
She chuckles at that too. It's like, oh yeah, there's a. She gestures to one of the cars, and like I said, I don't know anything about cars. I'm going to say she explains a problem, something wrong with it, and yeah, you can work on that for a couple hours. There's no real stakes on it, so I'm not going to make you roll for it. And
Fair
yeah,
enough.
and like yeah, it's 6 o'clock rolls around, and you're gonna go out to the stadium.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I got to be doing something. If I stop moving, then I start thinking about the situation.
I am impressed by your ability to do the over the top Canadian accent and the goose voice at the same time.
I'm doing my best over here. I'm hanging on by a thread, I promise.
Hey, so yeah, you pull up to the parking lot of this. You head out to the parking lot of the stadium, and there's a bus. You have not seen a bus. You
Ah,
have not seen a bus since you got here, because the night you got here, everything went to hell.
is there normally a bus system in Bratton, or is this clearly from like elsewhere?
Yeah. No, this is a charter bus.
Huh. Yeah, you don't
Bratton's
see that
not
every day.
Bratton's not really big enough to have a public transit system.
Gotcha. Um, okay. Well, that's certainly strange, but I guess I'll report in. I don't. Jojo didn't tell me who I'm supposed to talk to.
Yeah, actually, you do see Jojo is one of the officers standing by the door of the bus. Is
Oh, perfect.
is talking to someone who you not wearing a uniform. You'd guess they're the driver of the bus. And as you get closer,
Howdy, y'all.
as you get closer to the bus, you notice like you get a look in the you get close enough that you could kind of see through the tinted windows, and yeah, those aren't human silhouettes in that bus.
Uh, hmm. Uh, Evening, folks.
Good.
What's all this about?
Yeah. Captain Bosch. It's good to see you. It's like he's making the effort to attempt to use your rank and proper rank now that you mentioned it
Oh yeah,
earlier.
Kel definitely puffs up a little bit.
Cap-
It's like so. These we've been keeping it quiet for the most part, but whatever happened in town here, it's got into the Great Lakes. There, people. It's not as widespread. It's not everyone who comes into contact like it was here, but they're popping. People are changing elsewhere, and we figure for theirs and other safety, we're relocating them.
Sorry, Jojo is what, Sergeant?
Yeah, Sergeant.
Um, that's that's not gonna. I mean, we're barely holding together as is, Sergeant. We can't take an influx. I mean,
Well, it's
with all
I mean it's high. It's coming
already
up
people are trying
from
to.
like much higher than me, boss.
Huh. Huh. Uh, um. Okay. Well, not happy about that. And I'm sure they're not either, huh? What's
Yeah.
the play here?
I mean, some of them were in not good situations due to their transformation, due to their condition. Uh, Before, so some of them aren't so bad here, but aren't too upset about being brought here, and we've made contact with a couple with like households for them. We just need some locals to help get them to their get them where they're going and get them situated. As it is, like starting next month, the shipment will be increased proportion. The supplies will be increased proportionately to accommodate for them, but we're that's all I could really do for you. They gotta go they gotta go somewhere, and we can't just have them out with the. He hesitates a little bit with what he's saying. He's like out with like he's like you had to get the clear. He's like he was about to say normal people and just kind of stopped himself. It's like we can't just have them like out there like the car the with like the car all the like the mixed piece. He's realized he's kind of talked himself into a corner here and just kind of stops.
Mhm. I mean, as I've said before, I don't really see what the big deal is. It's clearly not contagious, or you'd be one of us by now. But I guess if that's what High Command says, then I guess that's what we're doing, huh?
Yeah. So, anyways, he hands you a set of car keys. Points out to an SUV out in the parking lot. It's like, oh, they'll all have address. They'll all have address cards. You just take them to the address. Get them situated with with their host with the hosting households, and we'll and make sure nothing bad happens. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll get started, but I gotta be honest. Like, you probably could have brought a few more people and not just have one driver.
Oh, it's like they're as you're saying this, like a couple more people do come up. It's like we've talked to we've like I said, we talked to other people. Some of the basically
Ah,
you're just taking the four to households that don't have any working cars right now.
gotcha. All right. Um, yeah, fair enough. I guess let's get to it.
All right. So yeah, they takes people off the let some people off the bus, and they're most of them are clearly unimpressed at what's going on. You
Hard to
get
blame them.
you get what are these names? Why are you all right? A ham. You have a hamster guy named Silas Sanford. A hamster guy named Silas Sanford. An ox fan named Colin McCoon. What name? A gazelle woman called Saba Artbury, and lastly, oh, a wolf person named Jong Ellison. And they're like, yeah, like Jong and Saba very clearly don't want to be here. Silas is like you've mostly only seen people get bigger with their animal transformations. Silas is about 2 feet tall.
Hmm.
Like so, like he's like, yeah, it's like living out with among the regular human population was not going great for him.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah,
It's a rough world out there if you're not specifically sized.
you say like your neck like cranked like really like squished to like actually sit in the front seat of an
Yeah, he
SUV.
fully has to do like a U bend with his neck to. All right, folks. So where am I taking you? I was told you'd have addresses.
Yeah. So you get they all each hand you a card. Silas. Actually, you recognize the address on Silas's card. That's Lucia's parents.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, that's at least one place I know for sure.
So you drive Silas out there, and they're out front waiting. They do stop when you see coming, and like, I'll have you heard? Did today was supply day? Did you see her? Did she come in?
She sure did. Yep.
Oh, she
You
she
know,
didn't.
same as usual.
Oh, she didn't make too much trouble for you, did she?
Nah, nothing I couldn't deal with.
Mm.
Just a little bit of a rough house. Nothing worth stepping in for. It's all good.
All right. Well, thanks for letting
Looks
us
like
know.
she hasn't been by.
She hasn't been by since the night. She pretty much left then, and
Uh, Fair enough. I suppose if you ever need anything, just say the word. I'll be
well,
there as soon as I can.
oh, thank you. We appreciate it. And next one is you don't. It's like, okay, yeah. The next one, it's a house with a basement apartment, and you're directed to it, and you go knock at the door, and uh, Blue, do you think you're back yet? Or have you? What have you been doing for the rest of the day after you dropped off those
Yes, I
papers?
probably slept for most of the day. I mostly slept through the day.
Okay, yeah. Then there's a knock at your apartment door.
She cautiously approaches and like tries to look at the people.
Yeah.
If people is at regular person eye level, I think that's just directly into the neck.
Uh, she stays quiet.
Hmm.
Yeah. There's no answer.
Uh, well, that's not great.
Well,
Uh,
John kind of shrugs his like, oh, it's. I mean, they're not gonna like let me go. Can I? He just gestures at the door handle, and his claws. It's like it's like a wavy like smash motion. It's like, oh, I can.
no, I don't know about that one. I mean, if you're gonna have to live here, you don't want the door smashed off. Um, I guess. I mean, if they're not home, you could crash at my place tonight. We'll come back tomorrow. Try again.
Like, yeah, okay,
I
fine.
mean, they
And yeah,
gotta answer eventually, right? They can't just.
yeah. They
Who is listening closely through the door but is doing nothing?
Would Blue be aware that she was expecting a lodger, or?
absolutely not.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, you take the others around, and they get they get settled in. Like, no other incidents. Everyone else seems to be expecting their people.
I really do want to apologize for the inconvenience here, folks. I know this isn't ideal for anybody, but like I say, if you need help, say the word, and I'll see what I can do. I try to lend a wing wherever I can.
Do you give them some means of contacting you?
Oh, of course. What use is a handy gander without a card?
Yeah, so I'm just assuming it's like got a phone number that works sometimes, and an address.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. So, Blue,
Mhm.
you definitely overheard through the door that that the goose guy was like dropping someone off who was supposed to stay, was like trying to drop someone off to stay here.
She pulls out the phone to contact Ong again.
It's like, oh, come on, what are what's why are you calling me now?
What do you have to be annoyed about? I'm the one who just had a lodger at my door. They were trying to bring somebody in to my apartment, my
Oh,
domain.
oh, did we not tell you that we signed? Did we forget to tell you that we signed you up for that? Yeah, that's John. It was a was it a wolf guy?
I don't care.
No, we signed. He's one of ours. He needs somewhere to he needs somewhere to stay.
Get them a hotel or something. Like, dogs sleep outside, right? I have my nest. I have my den. This is my web now.
Wait, you actually sleep in a? I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Yes, I sleep in a web. I sold my mattress.
I've seen your mattress. I don't believe you.
I gave it to a good home.
Closer to believing you, but still not. Anyways, listen. Listen. All right, we will. Come on. How? It's just part of the job. We will compensate you. Just gotta you just gotta take him for a just just take him for a while, okay?
How long are we talking? This isn't a safe house.
Okay, come on, girl. You know there's like no such thing as a safe house out here anymore.
Well, this is an unsafe house. I need my privacy. I need to sleep 12 hours a day.
I mean, all right, fine. Just if you could just take Jung for the week, we can deal. We could deal with it. We could deal with it. I will find him some. I will find him somewhere else, and you could keep your creepy ass spider nest.
I'm not going to make it comfortable for him.
Okay, the least you could do is pull the mattress back up from the shed.
I don't have a shed, it's an apartment. I donated it to charity. I genuinely do not have furniture outside of my gamer chair. And I will die in that chair before you put somebody else in there.
You know what? Never mind. Never mind. We will.
I'm so sorry the character's being obstinate. Normally I'd be on
No,
board.
it's fine. It's like I. You know what? Fine, fine. I will find someone else. But you're taking a cut. You're taking a cut. You are getting less cut on the next shipment.
Fine. No, that's not fine at all.
Did he?
I'm doing the same amount of work.
They hang up on you.
Cobalt thinks about like all the bara figs that she was planning on getting, and is now regretting this decision a little bit. But she goes into her web and sulks.
All right. As you were driving back to your place, Calvin, Jong's cell phone rings, and like he's a little surprised by that, and pulls it out. Is like, "Oh, hello? Oh, okay. Yeah. Apparently there was a mix up with my card. We actually want to go to this uh this apartment building on the east side, and they will, and like that's where that's where I'm supposed to stay now.
Oh, sure. We can head that way, yeah. Um, I mean, it's a small enough town. It's not exactly out of the way. Let's go.
Yeah, you drive up to the other across town, and you come up to the apartment building. You take him up to the suggested unit, and doors answered by a zebra man in a silk in a in like a kimono, silk kimono. He's like, hello, Jong. It's good to see you. I'm sorry about the mix-up. Blue is apparently not in circumstances to take you, so you could stay with me for now.
Well, that's I'm glad that worked out.
Yes.
I mean,
would
normally that kind of string pulling takes weeks, so nice job.
Would you like to come in for a drink, sir?
I think I'm good. Thank you. I'm not 100% sure if geese can have alcohol. I have to figure that out. So, but I appreciate the offer.
And he takes the wolf guy in and leaves you on your way.
Well, guess I better go find something else to do. Real quick, like too. I'm starting to have thoughts.
No, you did want to make a complaint to the supply officer.
Oh, that's right. Yes, excellent. Good shot. Yeah. Let's head that way.
So supply officer would be above Jojo. What's the rank above? Things that I should have looked up before the session. Canadian Army ranks.
I believe it's lieutenant above sergeant.
Warrant officer. Yeah, so it is warrant officer. Warrant officer Rocky is charged of the aid and supply operations, and yeah, you could usually find him by the checkpoint at the edge of town.
Yeah, might as well head out that way.
All right, we're gonna go back into Lucy, and it's like, oh, Lucia, yeah, you saw the bus come in, and you get the feeling that they've just dropped a bunch more people into town. Like, you watched it come in, but you weren't really able to like follow it into town. What are your plans what are you going to do for the evening from here?
Probably just do what she does most evenings, which is like, make some dinner. Make some dinner consisting of chopping up a bunch of vegetables and eating the raw. But she's gonna probably do some meditation, some reading.
Did you notice how we don't talk about how Kobold's eating?
I
Can't-
figured we were trying to save the viewers.
Let's just say it's a good thing that they didn't send Silas to stay with you.
Wait, which one? Silas was
The hamster.
the hamster? I mean, I'd probably have a taste for locust more than anything else. But the thought of cannibalism absolutely crossed her mind.
I'm just saying
God,
that
I think I get a second character.
Tarantula's thing is like large insects and small rodents, and they probably wouldn't eat a hamster in real life, but when scaled up. Anyways,
I am so sorry. I'm having you navigate a second cannibal character.
it happens.
Cannibal in the making, but
Anyways, so sorry. Back to you, Lucia. What are you doing? What do you think? You're eating your vegetables?
Yeah, eating my vegetables. Buster's in my lap, kind of contemplating. Probably thinking on like that bus and being like, what does this mean for like what's going on in the town?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you're doing your thinking, and I gotta be honest, you probably have a pretty quiet night. No critters are coming around this area of the woods. You've mostly scared them off from that time you punched out the rhino bear.
Hmm.
And so I'm gonna be honest, I don't really got anything else to happen to you in the woods at the moment, so we're gonna let be, and I guess we're gonna go back to Calvin.
Okay, I looked it up, and geese are indeed allergic to alcohol. It does kill them dead, so...
Yeah, that's...
rip.
Along with mango and avocado, surprisingly.
Interesting. Weirdly specific. Who fed a Canadian goose mango and avocado, plants that are from nowhere near it, to find that out?
I don't know. I'm looking at a website which is like dietary requirements if you have a pet goose. So,
All right. Anyway, yeah, you come up to the. Yeah, you come up to the checkpoint where this is probably where they'd make you drop off the SUV anyway. So you had to come here regardless.
well, fair enough. Yeah.
And yeah, Warrant Officer Rocky is just inside doing some paperwork.
Yeah. Then I suppose Calvin will head inside to give him the keys back. Just sort of a evening.
It's good to see. Good to see you, Captain. No, thanks for helping us out with the refugees.
My
Did everyone
pleasure.
get situated?
They surely did. A little bit of a mix-up with the cards for one of them, but that seems to have been sorted out. So,
All right, that's good. That's good. It's like no, you go first.
Oh well. I didn't want to be a pain. I mean, I know I've asked you this before, but next time the shipment comes around, I mean, can we work on getting more automotive systems in here? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we're starting to run low. Of course, I mean, it's just 6 months now. We got to get some oil changes in here, or people's engines are going to start blowing, and that's the last thing we need. Especially if we're having more people come to town. I mean, more people, less transport. That's not a good recipe.
Just setting that. It looks up from the paperwork and is considering. It's like, oh, all right. I'll do what I will. I'll put it up the ladder that we need some automotive supplies in. Mostly just the oil changes. You're saying like you just need the oil for that.
I mean, that's the priority, but whatever you can get us. I mean, like, cars didn't stop breaking down just because we put up a wall.
All right, I'll put it up the chain and get you what you can. If
I mean, just throwing stuff around, but like we did have shipment systems in place before all this. I mean,
yeah,
it's not like we weren't buying supplies. Could we maybe, I don't know, work with those contacts so we don't have to charge it all to the, I know that Chain of Command hates spending money they don't have to, so.
let me just look at your skills. One second. You got
Do not
something
have a
for.
persuasion stat if that's
You
what
do
you're
not
looking
have
for.
anything for that. No. All right, then just give me a flat affinity roll.
Alrighty. That would be a 19.
Oh, that is very low. It's like, all right, I'll put this up the chain, and if we can't get anything, if I'll get what I can from that. If I can't get anything else, I will go out. I will go out to a Canadian. I will go out to a Canadian Tire a couple towns over, buy out the oil mess out of pocket if you need, and we'll at least get that covered. Okay.
That would be fantastic. We'll see what we can do. Thank you so much.
Just that's I mean, we can't have you all getting like cabin fever and even more restless, can we?
Yeah. No, that would be I'm not gonna lie. If like already bringing in more people from outside, that's gonna set some people off. So yeah,
Oh,
the less problems we have, the better.
I really didn't want to bring in more people. We are. I know how strained everything is in there. It's like I tried talking to Brass into like setting up other towns to do this, like even just like a camp or even like a temporary camp or something, and we could build it out that instead of like trying to bring everyone in here. But it is till we know actually what's causing it. They want everything quarantined. It's like I told you, it's not contagious. I'm still human. Hell,
I
that
mean,
one
yeah. Case in point.
I can tell there were a handful of people like who got out of here, who hadn't been like that. What was his name? That vet, Jones.
Not familiar. Sorry.
Yeah, well, uh, veterinarian. There was a veterinarian out here who, for whatever reason, he didn't change into anything.
But yeah, I just I get it. I really do. I understand. Just the more folks you bring in, the more the locals are going to be upset about it. So I mean, not I'm sorry, that sounded a little bit like a threat. It wasn't supposed to be. I'm just trying to make sure you're ready because, this happens again, things are probably going to break bad.
Like I said, I will do what I can. It's like I don't. Quite frankly, though, the dozen of them is all that we were get. It's all the people who have like so far changed outside of town. I don't think we're going to be getting any more for at least for a while. I think.
That's good news, at least. But yeah, no, that's pretty much all my business. So, have a good night, Warrant Officer. Take care.
You too. Yeah. You head up.
Yeah. I suppose he goes home to stand in a corner and stare at a wall until he falls asleep.
Yes, because you sleep standing up now. Now, your parents were also. I believe we established that your parents were also among those who didn't change.
Yeah, they got evacuated from the town. I think he's probably staying at their house now.
Yeah, so you're
'Cause
just in
it's
your
like,
you're just in your parents' like empty house. That's
mm-hmm.
like you kind of just left straight from here to join the Air Force, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Like as soon as he graduated high school, he was off to basic.
So to leave that and just come back to your old house, but it's empty. That's got to be like a bit surreal. On top of being a goose.
Yeah. A little bit.
Like you just got this bed that you can't even really use anymore.
It's it's really something to be trapped in your childhood bedroom, and now you have to figure out how to preen yourself, and it's like, is this teenagerhood all over again? He's not doing great. I'm not gonna lie.
It doesn't sound. It's like he's trying, but there's only so much. There's only so much work you could bury yourself in at a time like this.
Exactly. But hey, hockey jerseys are made to fit over those gigantic pads, so at least he's got a few shirts that still fit.
Yeah.
He's a mighty goose.
All right, and so where are you posting tonight? Where are you posting, and what are you arguing about tonight, Cobalt?
Currently, I'm posting that the phrase "straight twinks" isn't actually problematic, and we need more of them for men to kiss.
I don't know how to. I don't know how to engage with that for many of the people online. You were getting great. You were getting great. You were getting ratioed right up until the internet cuts out in the night.
Well, at least I got the truth out there. It's evening.
You are still
Now
getting
it's my
rate.
time.
You are still getting rate. You are still getting ratioed at this point. You just don't know. You just won't know it till the internet comes back.
By the time the morning comes, they're gonna give me the Nobel laureate for this. Listen, my poster art, they belong in the Smithsonian.
By the time
Wario and Waluigi definitely kiss. They live on a libertarian dream castle.
I mean, it's like Wario hired Waluigi to pretend to be his evil brother. They definitely kissed, right?
Absolutely.
their canon description is that they're like we were told from their origin in Mario Tennis is that they are two evil men who found each other. You can't get more.
Mhm, mhm.
Exactly. See, Cobalt's right again. Except I can't believe I just made this character a libertarian. I am so sorry.
It's fine. We haven't got into Lucia's politics yet.
Oh right.
Do what?
We haven't got into
Yeah.
we haven't got into your favorite author yet.
Oh yeah. So Lucia in these times of tribulation in the past 6 months, I never came up with the name of the. I never came up with the name of the author. I should have done that. But she's found a lot of solace and comfort in the writings of a particular Canadian philosopher who, you know, what he writes all about, like, the importance of like individualism and how it's everyone for themselves and and also like about like the inherent like how everyone is consigned to a particular path in life and that was this is very comforting for Lucia in she's felt a lot like she like the things happening to her have had no rhyme or reason. So the idea that everyone is destined to a predestined path is,
Did Lucia buy into the Queen of Canada thing?
that would be very funny. So sure, yes.
All right, we got.
Can't believe we independently did this.
I can't believe you all independently made incredibly dysfunctional and contradictory way peoples. But ultimately, I think y'all made someone whose life has definitely been very much altered by being turned into an animal person.
You say that.
They're all on a different path now than they might have been otherwise. Except maybe Cobalt.
I mean, Cobalt thinks that she's an anime antagonist now. She definitely is trying to live her best life like this.
I'm not convinced she wouldn't have done that as a human.
Yeah, but she has the power now.
Actually, now that I think about it, if the government's trying to like keep all this contained, I'm surprised they are even letting us have internet access.
Like I said, your internet is sporadic and gets cut off at their whims. Maybe they're allowing you internet access solely so Cobalt can post and discredit you. All right, so it's coming around to the next morning. Cobalt, I believe.
Mhm.
Do you have some? I can't remember. Did you take any of the weird sleep traits? Yes, you took the one where you don't actually ever sleep.
Yep. She says she sleeps 12 hours a day and is at the computer screen.
Yeah, so but when we talked about sleeping, you just meant posting that whole time.
Yeah. She's
How does
kind of upset that she can't post, so she is just kind of typing into a Microsoft Word document and posting it all at once across all of her sites.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna say though, in the middle of the night, there is another knock at your door.
This time, she grabs a knife before approaching the door.
Yeah, it's the wolf guy who like the goose was trying to drop off earlier. He's by himself this time though.
She unlatches the door, hiding the knife underneath her jacket. But, like, she still keeps the chain.
I like the fact that you have claws and poisonous fangs, and you grab the knife.
I mean, she's not very good at being a spider yet.
Anyway, he's like, hey, you must be, you must be blue. So like, I get it if you don't want me to stay here. He says, looking past you into the studio and seeing that it's like just a web and a computer. It's like, oh, I probably wouldn't want to
She growls.
stay here either. It's like, oh, listen, I'm the one who
The family, but you're not.
see, I'm the one that built. He points to your completely human looking hand. I'm the one that built that. And like, listen, I've just been.
She hides it under the jacket.
They listen. You drink you drink too much tap water out there right now. Apparently, this could happen. This could happen to you. They thought it was a good opportunity to send someone in just to make sure that you're in working order and that it's not going to fall apart. So like, listen, can I just get
I'm
a
fine. I'm sorry you had to drink water to get here.
well, it wasn't intentional. That was an accident. That was an accident, and they took it and they take advantage of it. Make sure that and that's
Sounds
why
like
I
a
was
you
assigned to
problem.
live with you without your knowledge or consent. But listen,
Yeah.
listen. If I was in charge, I'd have made sure that you were notified. Okay. I just don't want to make sure that like it doesn't have any lead leaking. You're not getting any lead poisoning or something. Being a spider and all, make sure it's properly connected.
She unlatches the door. And yes, Jean can see that there is no furniture. It is just web. You can take a seat on the bed if you want.
Yeah, he goes and does and like sits on the web, no problem. It's like, oh, all right, just let me see the arm.
She pulls it out and looks really embarrassed.
Yeah, he presses on some spots on it, and barrel on the barrel from the palm extends. The chamber in the wrist pops out, and he checks the ammo. It's like, all right, that's mechanisms are fully intact. Have you used it since?
No. And I think it's supposed to stay that way.
I'd really appreciate if you could, just take a shot or two just to make sure that it's still that the neural uplinks are still working.
Fine.
we don't know how much
We
of
need
your
to do a
brain.
test.
I don't know how much of your brain has changed. You know, you got like multiple more arms. Your nervous system got all moved around.
So are we moving to do a test at like a range? I'm pretty sure my neighbors will hear something.
Just fire off some shots. What are they gonna do? Call the cops? We don't have those they don't have those in town anymore. It is just the soldiers, and they're not gonna come in here if no one's hurt. If they're not gonna come in here just for a couple stray gunshots that don't hit anyone.
She grabs some of the webbing on the bed that's like vaguely pillow shaped, puts it around the barrel, and puts a Monster Energy drink can on the ground and fires a shot or two.
Yeah, it completely works, and it's like, all right, that's perfect. Anyways, I'll be staying with Young for a while, till I can get my own place. Feel free to call me if you want want any other work done, or if you need repairs on that one.
Thank you.
I am sorry to inconvenience you.
It's okay. If you need anyone to show you around town that's not Ong, it's been a bit lonely.
It's like, you know what? I think I might take you up on that. You doing anything?
She looks at the computer, uh, realizes that it's probably too late to like block the post that she has all typed up. In this case, it's problematic. It's like a speech that Steven Universe wasn't centrist enough.
What are you doing?
My best.
All right. Anyways,
Podcasting. Sorry.
it's okay. So yeah, you gonna go out and show them around?
Yes.
All right. Do you want to make up a cool spot or two that you could take them to?
Yes. She basically shows him some of the really cool graffiti that she's been hanging around. A shop she used to enjoy whenever she could like eat junk food, like a little cafe. And a few of her people watching points, which might actually be like fun places to like. They'd theoretically be scenic if you didn't know she was using them to write yaoi about random men. I did not want to write a good person.
How many of your people watching places are actually accessible to someone who's not a spider?
Not that many. She genuinely like has to like put her arms down to like pull him up to some of the places. Let me know if you need any snipers here.
I mean, I'm always hoping it doesn't come. It doesn't come to
that's
that.
a joke.
That's. So
I show you the Barnes and Nobles, like I shoplift all my manga and manhwa from, but they're closed.
yeah, the mall, it was already like definitely in the dying mall stages before this, and now it's basically got looted of anything worthwhile in the first week or so, and has basically been left to rot.
Cool.
Hey, he actually does like though. Junk does take it. Junk does take an interest in the mall. It's like, all this this old Zellers. We could clean out some of the. We could take out some of these shelves. Like get some rope. We could we could do some stuff with this place. Like, no one's using it.
Let me know if you need me on that job at all.
I mean, it does look at you. Get the general impression that you are kind of muscular, but for the most part, you're just kind of stringy and like a bit string beanie, like probably were before you were a spider, and that only enhanced it. It's like, I don't really know how much you'd be for it, but like, this town used to be like the height of like combat sports. Like you're a local here. You remember they still taught boxing and PE out here. I heard. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, I skip class a lot, but on kind of trained me is so I think I'm a bit more up to snuff than the average person here.
Oh well. Thing of it is, I think like you could like, as long as the cop get some get like, the soldiers ain't gonna care. The soldiers aren't gonna care if we like rough each other up a little bit, as long as it's like not spilling out, and get some cameras. Post it when the internet is. Post it when we can. When we can, we can make some good money on a little fight club down here. And you know what? We don't need to cut. We don't need to cut Ong. We don't need to cut Ong and the family in on this. We could just do this. We could pretty much just do this ourselves. We don't really need them, right?
I'm not so sure.
What do you mean?
That's work. Oh, we did. I think some extra pay might not be a bad idea. Whenever this all gets better, whenever we're all like fixed up, I can find you some combatants.
Listen, you get
Have a deal.
You get me that. You get me that goose. Get me that goose guy.
Calvin?
Yeah, that is his name. I just it's like Captain Bosch or something. Yeah, I don't know his first name. Like, listen,
Yeah.
listen.
I'll find him.
He's got some anger in him that he doesn't know what to do with. Like, and he's a goose. People love terrible geese. The internet just loves a terrible goose.
I've seen the memes.
Listen, it's like, I did see while we were driving around, like a bunch of the gyms are still open. People are like still training, like thinking like, oh yeah, no, we could definitely go get the go to the Olympics for Taekwondo after this. It's definitely a thing that's going to happen. I could go find some. I could go find some other people around, and we can do this. You get me Calvin. That's a guy who's going to go viral. Make this go viral.
Got it.
And with that
She
ominous,
stands around.
and with that ominous note, I think that's a reasonable spot to close us out for the night, and we will return next week, same time with more Brats in Ontario and the ongoing soap opera of what is going on with these very very sad animal people.
Same rabbit, goose, and spider time. Same rabbit, goose, and spider Twitch channel.
And
And possibly one more.
and possibly one more. There are four squares on here.
Actually, I don't have the Twitch chat open. I don't know which one I'm pointing at to insinuate.
You want to point
At
out?
some point, I have
It's
pointed
below
at
you.
the extra square.
There you go.
There you go.
What could it mean? Do they know?
All right. With that, everyone, good night.
Night.
Take care, y'all.
And end.